And fall in, my fellow scout troopers, to an exciting 5v3 Silmarillion Total War battle replay today. It's been a long time since I've done a Silmarillion Siege, at least a month or two. But thank you to Meven here for posting the replay on the Silmarillion Discord. Now if you guys want to see your own replay featured here on this channel, you can send it to my email at scoutsomentertainment@gmail.com. You can also send it to me privately via Discord direct message. You can join my Discord server Scouts Reconnaissance and post it there. Or simply post your replay in the Silmarillion Discord, and tagging me with it helps as well. And with that, let's get in with the replay today and go through the army comps of the attackers. And we'll start with Meven, of course, who's commanding the Guarded Realm of Doriath. Turns out I was saying Doriath wrong this whole time. And I swear it's Jalen's fault, but yeah well, that's what I believe. Anyway, we have Shield Bearers of Region, 2 units here. We have Sword Host of Region, 3 units. We have 2 units of Spear Host of the Girdle, maybe half strength. We have Wardens of the Girdle here. I think it's full strength, 3 units there. We have over here Spear Host of the Girdle full strength units, 143. We have about 3 units of them. Some Tur in Ladiston, or Lestanan, which is a green axe throwing unit first. And we also have some Marksmen of Region as well. Looks to be 2 units of them. We have Warriors of Region, 2 units. We have the 3 units now total. And it could be it there for Doriath. That brings us to the House of Fingolfin, commanded by Y2K86. And out front, he's got some Amatar of Barad Ethel out front. We have here some Bladesmen of Barad Ethel, more like your Men at Arms Elven kind of unit. Behind them, we have some Fursmen of Dor Lomin. I think that's about 3 units of them there. That's his. Oh, that's still Y2K's men. Fursmen of Dor Lomin over here. We have some Spearhost of Gelion, which is the Elves of Ossiriand, commanded by Melchon. We'll actually pause it there, as they're actually attacking already. We have some Sentries of Hithlam, Marines of Vanyamar, more Herdsmen of Hithlam, Sentries of Hithlam. I think I've already commented on that one there. We have some Herumatar of Barad Ethel, 200 heavy swords unit there. We have here the Armor of Arantar. We have the Blades Masters of Barad Ethel here as well. Must be another unit of them. Looks to be 3 units maybe total. We have the Ballista belonging to Ossiriand, Melchon. Back here we have some Blade Masters again. Some Sons of Huran, that's a 200 heavy axe unit. Big boys. We have over here, I think we're coming on the Blade Masters of Barad Ethel. It could be it there for I2K. Hard to tell in the forest. But that brings us to the Elves of Ossiriand finally. Must be finally once we get to them. We have here the Hunters of Rathoriel. Looks to be 3 units there. They are a Javelin unit as well. We have some Ondo Huando and San Athrad. That's the elite archer unit there. We have some Method El Tolgaren as well. We have some Rendrum and Tor. I think maybe 2 units of them. We've also got a hidden unit here of Rendrum and Tolgaren, so we'll see them later. Some Scouts of Gelion here, light archer unit, maybe 3 units of them, maybe even 4. Yeah, it looks like 4. I'm going to comment on that, maybe even 5. Jeez, he bought a ton of Scouts of Gelion. Yep, 5. Alright, our 4th attacker is the Elves of Falas, commanded by WallyWolf. Got some Marines of Brethenbar here, looks to be 3 units of them. And some Aaron Epidin. We'll look at these guys quickly. Yes, the elite spear unit here of Falas. We have some Aaron Silalim, some Hunters of Arthoriel. We have some Nobles of Balar. One of the elite Halberdier units here as well, 2 units. We have some Marines of Algarast, Spear Host of Brethenbar, and Marines of Algarast again, 3 units now, or Warriors of Algarast there. There's some Marksmen of Balar, 2 units. We're very comment on these ones here. And we have the Elves of Ossiriand, so we have 2 Ossirian armies here. This one's commanded by Tundrasfox. We have some Skirmishers of Rathoriel. I think 3 units there. Make that 4, 5. Okay, 5. Some Effen and Tor, 2 units there. Some Scouts of Gelion. No shortage of scouts in this match. There's even one commentating on it. We have some Method and Tolgaren. We have 2 units of them. Some Hunters of Arthoriel, 2 units. Make that 3 now total. Behind here, we have some. I think I already commented on that one. Aaron Solim. It actually could bring us to the first of the 3 defenders here today, which is the Blessed Realm of Valinor, the latest faction to be added to Silmarillion, I might add. We have here some Swangard of Aqualunde. Over here we have the Easterlings as well. Good archer unit if used properly, but if they get peppered and focused down by armor-piercing units like J-Monster did to me, they'll actually die pretty quickly and not get too many kills. But if used properly, like I think Gervais did with his match when we were teammates, you can get 100 to 200 kills. So, you know, it's all about how you use them and who's shooting at them as well. We have some Plaza Guardians of Valinor, 2 units. We have more sentries there. Some Grieving Sons as well. More Peacekeepers here of Valinor. Looks to be 2-3 units of them, roughly. Another unit of sentries there. And Kingsmen of Ingwa, or Ingui. This is General's Bodyguards unit right here. Okay, we have... I think we've got 3... This is a Siege of Valinor, so we obviously have 3 defending armies here of Valinor. Our second Valinor army here is Khamul, Lord of the Easterlings. We have Sentinels of Tyrion here. 2 units. Make that 3. And some Swangard of Aqualunde as well. Up here we have Shore Hunters of Aqualunde. Looks to be 3 units here. These guys are a slinger unit. And boy, can they throw their stones. We have here Peacekeepers of Valinor. We have Sentries of Tyrion. And some Plaza Guardians as well. 3 more units here of Shore Hunters of Aqualunde belonging to Captain Gervais. We have over here the Grieving Sons behind him. And just checking, no other units up here, it would seem. Okay, making our way down the city of Valinor. Over here we have some Sentries of Aqualunde, just a 1 unit. We have some Plaza Guardians mixed in with some Peacekeepers as well. Shore Hunters, some Sentries of Tyrion. We've got some Shore Hunters of Aqualunde as well up here. These guys here. Okay, yep, they're just horse archers that ride unicorns. We have here Peacekeepers of Valinor and Plaza Guardians mixed in there as well. Next we have some Sentries of Aqualunde. And I think that's actually it there for them. There's got to be more to it actually. We have some Grieving Sons over here. Hearthguard of Tyrion. Shore Hunters again. Kingswood of Ingui. Sentries of Tyrion. And just Shore Hunters and Kingswood of Ingui as well. Belonging to Grey Ghost 14. So we have Grey Ghost, we have Gervais. And we also have, my apologies, Khamul, Lord of the Easterlings. We have some Shore Hunters over here. Plaza Guardians, Ballista here, belonging to Grey Ghost. And Shore Hunters of Aqualunde. Plaza Guardians and Swangard to finish us off. And with that, let's get into the middle where it looks like the attack is already underway. So I've got the scouts running up here. The best way to attack these guys right now will probably be with the Shore Hunters, but the Shore Hunters guys do have a limited range, and so they have to get in close, and unfortunately they couldn't be used in this circumstance, despite they would be ideal to use in this circumstance if they weren't being shot at, but I don't see a scenario where the defenders can send in their Shore Hunters and they couldn't be sprayed with a crap ton of arrows to the point where they basically be depleted and useless to the defenders without even firing a shot. So, you know, it's a catch-22. You know, the perfect counter to this, you just can't get the units in position in time to actually do what you imagine they could do in this circumstance. The Shore Hunters here, this is bow cavalry here, so they're not cav, they are known for their charge. But it's enough to send Melchon packing. He's running away. He's called it in. Now, what Gervais is doing here is just peppering the enemy. Well, the mid-heavy infantry, I suppose, just trying to get his opponents to waste some ammunition here on this cav. We've also got a catapult too. Must have missed that. Yep, there it is. Belongs to Gervais. The Valinor map looks great too, guys, by the way. Shore Hunters here. Looks like they're loading up. Let's have a look. They're going to look at what they can do with all their glory. If they're in range. No, it looks like they're out of range. It says they were reloading, I swear. Well, they're moving down. And they're moving down because the attackers' archers aren't anywhere nearby to do anything about it. See, shore hunters are firing away here. The stones here, they're thrown with such force they can actually knock units on their backs. And I've done this to other units too. They've tried to charge me. They can reduce units of 90 down to 20 in a matter of seconds, and break them before they get into your ranks. Now, Gervais is not firing anymore, and that's a big gamble, because if he's not firing, then he probably has to pull them back. It's a good opportunity for the attackers to send up their archers and start peppering the shore hunters. Now, it looks like Meven is about to engage, if he hasn't already. Shore hunters from Grey Ghost firing away. The shield bearers. You can see how fast they're falling. And they have shields. Good shields. He's getting hits here on all three units. Good start here from the Grey Ghost. Even if these guys charge in, they've taken damage. What's with the X? Meven? X marks the spot? What's so special about this spot? Maybe it's just saying where to attack, I don't know. But for some reason Meven's gone to the trouble of drawing an X on the field for us. This could be a good opportunity for the shore hunters on the hill here to fire down below. Only because it's not the best angle there for archers, so shore hunters could be effective in dealing some serious casualties to Tundrasfox. But I don't see any shore hunters nearby. I see some sentries, but they're not firing at these guys. And it looks like here, Khamul's going to let his troops be shot at. Strange thing to do. I mean, shore hunters wouldn't need to waste a lot of ammunition on these guys. Maybe 3 volleys and it would make an impact. Alright, let's head back to the middle. Fire ammunition. Jeez, look how accurate that fire is. Sentries Equilon there. Flaming arrows, pretty much every arrow there found its mark. Now, if they're reloading, if they are going to fire again, it's pretty good. Firstman here broken at 78. Shore hunters falling back. Sentries charging forth just to slow the enemy, it would seem. Strange thing to do. I think they're charging. They're trying to pursue here the Herdsman. This is a really good unit here for Gervais. I'm surprised he's put it in such a vulnerable position. The shore hunters are needed here. The shore hunters could get the sentinels out of here in a jiffy. Problem is, Y2K is trying to shut them down, or they're out of ammunition. Well, first I'm being shot in the back. This is a pretty good start here for Gervais as well. First when they were broken before coming back. Third's been here broken as well. Not a bad opening there. That would give the defenders some confidence. See, let's look at this. Accuracy's pretty good. My archer struggled against Jam Monsters. He was playing the realm of Doriath, I was Valinor. My archers just struggled against his. It's like I'm looking at a different archer unit entirely. Sword host of Region is here. They're attacking a line here that's stacked up to the 9s. And what Grey Ghost would probably do here, if possible, is move this Shell Hunter's unit forward to the cliff's edge, so he could potentially have an angle right on the flank of the Sword Host. And that such an angle would be devastating, and it would really help out the front line, destroy this unit within a matter of 20-30 seconds tops. I've destroyed Region units with my Shell Hunters recently within that time frame. They might be debuffing the Shell Hunters. I don't know if that's a plan down the line or not. Some people have said they are OP, and seeing what they can do to a unit of Region, I can understand why. But that places a lot of reliance here on the Shell Hunters, on the Region, on Valinor's roster. Like, our unit doesn't have Shell Hunters. A Valinor army doesn't have Shell Hunters, might struggle to win. Those are just my thoughts. The Plaza Guardians aren't getting involved here, and they probably should. They release pressure off other units on the front. Hunters firing down below at what exactly? Spear host of the girdle. Appears to have stopped firing. So look over here. Not much going on in the middle. We've got sentries firing from on high. All three defenders here, relying heavily on their sentinels. This is one of the heaviest infantry units they have in their roster. The elite. Aside from their bodyguard. And you can armor these guys up to a silver shield as well, so you can give them a crap ton of armor. Sentries are firing down below with the scouts. He's charging a long time, ain't he? So 16 to 7%, still very early days here. Khamul just really lightly touching blades with WallyWolf so far. Tundras seems to be stepping up his assault. So here in WallyWolf, sort of trading places with the assault as time goes by. You know, one sends their forces in. As they were out, the other player sends their forces in. And so that actually maintains a constant, consistent attack that can potentially wear the defenders down faster. We'll see whether or not it works. Scouts of Gillian moving up, and Spear Host of Brethenbar moving in. These guys here are going to throw their javies. This is where they need those... Well, they've got sentries there. They need their slingers to fire in. We've got the Hunters of Rathoriel firing in. Going after the Halberdiers. Khamul's going to get these Guardians in line with the Swan Guard. Oh, yeah, it looks like Khamul's just going to let him use the ammunition. So I'm going to try and move the Guardians closer to the Swan Guard. Try and use the Swan Guard shields to protect them. Now the Sentinels should be able to defeat the Spear Host pretty easily. And the Scouts of Gillian for sure. We've got sentries here that could be shooting the Spear Host of Brethenbar in the back. Slingers also an ideal unit, and they have ones Shore Hunters at the ready for such a thing, but it's not being used just yet. Gervais is pretty much being left alone, so he's probably the only defender that's taking a breather right now. Whereas Meven has smashed through the defense, and Grey Rider has sort of been sent reeling from the assault. This changes everything actually for the Valinor. They have to pull back. They have to pull back, or Gervais needs to set up a new defensive position on this level. And Grey Rider needs to make sure the capital is well defended up top. Some Shore Hunters moving down by themselves. That's not ideal, especially when we know that the attackers have cavalry there. We've got the Equindi Findecano moving around, looking to actually take out Gervais's archers, possibly. Got a pretty darn good charge on sentries there. Gervais looks like he's trying to pull back everything he's got. Did Gregos pull back those shoals? No, he didn't. In fact, he charged them down to their deaths. They're out of ammunition, but they're broken. They would have served him better to keep him up top in the final stand. So, 21 to 19, forces evenly matched here. Gervais setting up a new defensive position, so he's not falling back all the way. Khamul here is looking pretty comfortable. We want to see what Gervais does soon. Sentinels here down to 25. Brave Sentinels holding the line. Curiously, WallyWolf and Tundras not setting up any reinforcements, nor trying to actually weaken that defensive line behind them. This kind of begs the question, what are they waiting for? They've got some Meven and Tolgara moving up. These are the green axe throwers. I could be wrong about that. So these guys here, they're holding maces, you see. Alright, up here. Gervais has set up a long, solid line here. It's under heavy javelin assault. How many Gervais can these guys take? Okay, they're just falling back to here. But so far, Gervais is not falling back entirely. Hunters charging the Swan Guard. No action from the Guardians of yet. Well, Khamul's right flank is the weakest, and he's only got halberdiers here, and they're being hammered by the javelins. Oh, unlucky. Hang on, we got. I think we got the slingers. Yep, the shell hunters are firing in. Then you target the attacker's right flank. Not too bad. Not great. Skirmishers left Oriel, they're in tight formation. Catapult, nice shot on them. 10-20 kills, easy. They're Authorial trying to break through. Well, where's the show tells when you need them? Khamul probably is calling for support. His entire line here is in jeopardy if he doesn't get support soon. Kingsman of Ingwe, so we've got General's Bodyguard coming in. When we said support, I was thinking some sort of mid-tier unit. Or heavy, but not the elite. He's sending his elite unit here. These General's Bodyguards should have no issues dealing with the Authorial. You can just see how fast they're moving through the ranks. Well, he needs another unit of these guys, some Ingwe on the right side. Got the Meven and Tolgara moving around. Gervais's line here is in danger. He's going to be attacked from the rear if he doesn't pull back soon or don't send down more support. Nothing's moving up here, that's not a good sign. Now, Grey's line here, under heavy fire, got the shields up. The Palace Guardians just behind them. That's a good place to put them. These guys have to be here in order to block the choke point. Now, if the Hurka of Tyrion have been arming up all the way, then this is perfect. They should be able to weather the storm. Pretty much deplete a lot of attacking firepower here. Halberdiers will be mostly intact, like there's hardly a scratch on them. And it's all thanks to the Tyrion in front of them. Now we've got a big build up here with defensive forces of Region and Girdle. Might be a good time to bring some chateaux, some spare chateaux up if they have them. I think we've got a ballista coming in this way. Yep. From Melchon. So far, Great Ghost looking pretty comfy. Finally, Gervais has broken his lines. He's left behind his sentries. Probably should pull them back. I mean, if they're out of ammo, which it looks like they are, they're still good to use as a last stand unit. I mean, if he leaves them here, the attackers are just going to swarm them and break them when they're still like at 70 or 80 even. We saw one break at 90 before. I know that was chateaux, but still, sentries will probably break the same. So, you know, probably should pull out, use them for later. Might be even too late. But it could be a good opportunity for the defenders to launch a counter-attack, because we've got here forces from Khamul and Gervais, which are going to be attacking forces at the bottom. If the defending forces surge down and outflank the enemy, they could potentially steamroll WallyWolf and Tundrasfox to the point where their forces are exhausted. And you can see here they're trying to bring up a lot of forces now on the open plain. They're bringing some if they manage to push the attackers back and get some chateaux here at the top of the hill, they can just spread the entire area with stones, doing untold damage, getting untold kills, and basically eliminating the entire threat on their left flank. And then they don't have to worry about Y2K in the front and the other two attackers on their right, Melchon and Meven. So I think now would have been a good time for Gervais and Khamul to launch a counter-attack at this spot, at this point in time. Sentries of Tyrion are not long for this world now. They're being surrounded by attacking forces, and they're going to be cut apart. (35 to 42). Got a steady stream of arrows coming in here. We've got a bunch of Rathoriel units out here. I just want to head back because I know slingers are targeting this blob of attacking forces down here. Geez, now's the time to fire in. Chateaux could be out of ammunition. Palace Guardians in the open, vulnerable and exposed. I'm trying to take out the scouts. Okay, maybe it's time to fire on the Region troops. Yeah, now's definitely time to switch targets, mate. Too late. We're probably too far down the hill. Is he switching targets? $38 to $48. Grieving Sons here, they're broken. Grey Ghost is pulling back. Gervais sending out reinforcements to hold the line. We've also got some Shore Hunters moving up. Down to 57. Hopefully they still have some ammunition left. We've got 2 units of Shoals here. Scouts of Gillian moving up soon. So many scouts. Who are they going to be firing at? Well, the scouts here drawing the fire of the show hunters. Scouts here wavering. And they're broken. So look on the other side. Sentry is trying to bring down the Marines of Algarast. I think the Chattel are targeting these hunters here. Yep. We've got more hunters, a full unit almost. He's got to switch targets. Shoals are drawing a lot of fire there. If they're out of ammunition, that's a great thing. I'm a little bit concerned for the defenders. The attackers seem to have still a lot of firepower in reserve. My concern is the defenders are running out of Chattels. Or Chattels. Shoal Hunters. They have to do something. They can't really afford to let the troops get shot at forever with javelins. Archers is one thing, but javelins are a whole different beast. Same goes for axe throwers. Okay, he's trying to use his shoal hunters and the sentries here to act as a potential meat shield on the front lines. No. Shoal hunters moving across. They still have their slings out, so they still have ammunition. Same goes for the sentries here. Yeah. Melchon also has troops here. Defenders seem to be getting ready for a big attacker push. They're not firing just yet. Taking the time, aren't they? All hits. So on this either side, got a catapult here as well. Attackers are pulled back quite a bit actually. Bit of a risk here to put the catapult, especially with the ballista in play. Wonder what happened to it? No, it's right here. As far as I know, it could be empty. I don't see the crews pushing it anymore. Could be out of ammunition. That might be the only reason we see the catapult up there. Because if that ballista had ammunition, then putting the catapult there would be suicide. You'd lose it. The ballista would destroy it very quickly. And there's no real targets for the catapult to shoot at right now, so it's too soon to probably even bring it up. Not yet. Maybe we should just leave it in the middle and bring it up once the attackers launch a full-on assault on either side. They'll need the catapult there to beat it back. A big assault can only be thrown back with a big punch, and the catapult is certainly the unit to do that. In the absence of any more shell hunters. Okay, WallyWolf is the first player to send in a fresh unit. After a bit of a lull there. Attackers seem to pause for a little while. Most likely trying to strategize how to best take the capital. There's troops to reinforce them. Ooh, hang on. What we got here? The Ondo Hundo and San Athrad, which are annihilating the catapults. That is worthy of noting in the future. These guys here are artillery killers. Well, that's pretty much screwed up the defenders a bit. But the defenders have actually more spaces to fall back to. All the way up here to the lookout tower. This is their last stand point, potentially. Shows here they're out of ammunition. They've got their blades out. Doriath is probably just nervous to move out of position. He figures if he moves down, it increases the risk that the attackers can just move around his right flank and get into the shoals and behind his peacekeepers of Valinor and Placer Guardians. But you know, if he moves forward, he just establishes. I think he can establish an effective choke point here. Alright, Sentries have their bows out. This is a full, potentially fresh unit. Hasn't been used just yet until now. If they're going to start using them, it better be soon. Yeah, I was going to say, potentially it's fire. It's taking them so long to shoot. Oh, sentries here, not reloading.
Only half our force remains.
It's a wee bit grindy now. Not much you can do about that. If the defenders have any more units with ammunition, they are not using them. I've got some shell hunters here though. They have their slingers out, but they're not firing. Story of your life, eh? Okay, so we've got one unit of shell hunters not firing and one unit firing. Okay, shell hunters being fired upon. And Khamul getting them out of there. The Hunters of Authorial again trying to break through on their left flank, and they are seeping through. Probably this time it's 2-speed it. We got here marksmen and red guns shooting upwards over and over. Feanor charging in. We got here the defenders moving forwards on their right flank, whereas the left flank's being held back. That will open up a gap for the attackers potentially to exploit right in the middle, and they could use that to tear them apart. Defenders have got to be watchful for that. So we've got AP arrows coming in. Defenders trying to get in closer, but they are elevated, so getting in close doesn't mean they're going to get under those arrows. Defense here looking very, very thin. Sentries broken. Shell hunters appear to be at the ready, but if the attackers swarm through, then shell hunters are not going to have a lot of time to fire their stones if they have them. 60 to 67. Okay, shell hunters at 87. Great targets potentially. This Khamul's not sending them down. In fact, they're moving away again. Got a catapult crew. (62 to 69). Kingsmen of Ingwe they're in loose formation. Gregor's going to get him into tight formation and get him in the fight, if he's going to get them into the fight. Otherwise, get him back up top towards the watchtower. AP arrows coming in. Now, the presence of the Ingwe seems to reinvigorate this defense, and they're actually surging forward. So much so it's prompted the attackers to send up additional reinforcements. It's pretty cool, the impact that the Ingwe seems to be having here in this fight. The defense was slowly crumbling, but the presence of the Ingwe seems to really reinvigorate it, as I said before. It seems to have thrown the attackers a bit off their balance. They've started to actually outflank the defenders on the right. Just a little bit. They need another unit, something, anything, to keep these guys in check. And keep the attackers in front of them. (65-73). All the units here are locked in combat. You can't afford to pull anything out. There's something to search through on either side. Grey Ghost should be sending down forces. So should Gervais. Yeah, that's good. The skirmishes of Doriath down to 70 broke. Geez, Tundra would be annoyed. The Hondo. Dev charged through. And they got broken. So there might be an elite tier archer unit, but they don't have the best morale. We've got two decent Ossiriand units there, broken by simply shoal hunters. That gives us Chatels in the hotel, I think, for some reason. Okay, Khamul's pulling back his Ingwe. A strange move to make, definitely. We might not even get this unit back in time. They might be killed. I don't think any unit's going to get back, aside from the Ingwe. As soon as you started pulling back the Ingwe, that whole defense seemed to start to fall apart very fast. The Erimor Aranta seems to be present. Pretty much full strength. Potentially the defenders fell back here as well. Sentinels here trying to be mopped up by the Aquini Fendacalo. Which are now broken themselves. The Sentinels survived and made it back to the lines. Alright guys, we're back to the final stand. The Shot Hunters here and are in loose formation. Khamul probably needs to get them into tight formation. Just because it brings more of them to the edge so they have more of a clear shot. There seems to be no end to the attackers' javelins, which have really chipped away here at the defense the whole time. Shoal Hunters not firing, potentially saving their ammunition. And a Hail Mary effort probably later on. Turn the tide if the attackers do go for a mass push towards the top. Sentinels moving in. There's no doubt with the current forces we see here before us that the defenders will win the fights at the moment. Sentinels here looking very fresh. Okay, we've got more Shot Hunters up top. We've got some scouts here coming in. Should make good sport here for the Sentinels. Okay, Shot Hunters down to 63. Defenders seem to be holding with what they have. They're actually reinforcing the line heavily. It could all be a ruse. They'll try and get the attackers to send everything they've got to try and break through as well. If that happens, then this whole area can be peppered with hopefully some slingers they have left. The Shot Hunters on either side. $75 to $83. Oh wait, here we go. Much needed hits here. Jeez, the Shot Hunters, are they out of ammunition? Oh, Shot Hunters aren't firing. Okay, they're actually resuming fire. Probably getting a lot of kills there. Sentry's Hitham broken? The Hitham? Yeah, it is. The Ishal Hunters still have their ammo. Despite the fire, it's not slowing the attackers down very much. They've still got ammo. He's not charging him into the fight. Where is he? No, he's just shifting location. Where are we at now? 79 to 86, 7%. The attackers here throwing all the firepower they have, potentially, to try and stop these shoal hunters from getting to their blob. You're trying to fire javelins there on the shoal hunters. Okay, 82 to 88. Oh, Singer's been firing away. Seem to be helping the defenders a little bit gain control of the battle.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men. The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
It's looking pretty good for Meven and his team. Sentries back around there, moving in.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Well, everyone's badly bloodied at this stage. 85 to 90.
Much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
Okay, very grindy at this point. Again, those bloody pesky Rathorial or Marksman or whatever light tier, mid tier troop seems to break through on either flank every time. Yeah, it's a 97, so a bit of a blowout here at the very end.
Our men have captured the enemy general. Guard him well and make it so he can see us defeat the rest of his army.
That's pretty good.
Behold
Okay, that's Meven's general.
Our men have captured the enemy general.
Another general.
Guard him well and make it so he can. Victory is ours.
Alrighty.
Only by a sword's edge.
So well done to Meven and his team on their victory today. Meven getting 693 kills, Y2K 86, 669. Melchon, 996. WallyWolf, 662. And Tundrasfox, 850. Khamul, Lord of the Easterlings here, 2,776. TCPTgervais, 3,703. And Grey Ghost here, 1,760. Looking for Meven's kill count here. He had no real standout performances. Every unit seemed to do its job, with the exception here of the Sword Host of Region at 125. And that is that. So, if you guys want to see your own Total War replay featured here on this channel, you can send it to my email at scoutsentertainment@gmail.com. You can post it to me directly on Discord via private message. You can join my Discord server Scouts Reconnaissance and post it there, or simply post it to the Silmarillion replay channel, and tagging me in that always helps as well. This is Mika from Scouts Entertainment signing off. Goodbye my fellow Scout Troopers. Catch you in the next Total War battle.